Ooh, these are good questions today.
I need time to think about
Yeah,
it because it's a very good question.
This is time for plan. Like I need plan B ready.
Being taken a picture by a paparazzi, like I hate that.
I like diffusers. I like smells. What up, everyone? This is episode 3, Saudi Arabian edition. We are here with my co-host, Carlos Sainz.
Good morning, Alex. How are you?
It's just it's almost the afternoon. It is 12:12.
Feels like the morning to me.
As we record this, it does feel like the morning. It's a late one. It's a night race, so we are shifting our time zone.
What time you will be waking up and going to sleep?
I'm gonna try and wake up at 11, but I think realistically I'm gonna be waking up at 10. You?
Same.
Yeah.
Similar. Yeah.
Because we finish some of our meetings are at midnight. I saw.
Midnight. By the time you get to the hotel and you fall asleep, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Plus 8 hours sleep. That's 10 p.m.
But then you shower. Yeah, that's true. Okay. And that's our life. It's a slight shift to Bahrain. Bahrain was already quite nighttime, but I'm going a bit more in that direction.
Because it's later here, no? Bahrain was 6 p.m. Here is 8. So we need to change a couple more hours.
It's all the little details, everyone, that we do.
Mm-hmm.
Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yeah, come on. No, but really, like and subscribe, come on.
Look at the pressure he's giving you.
It doesn't take anything. I thought you had to pay, but you only need to press a button.
This guy sells it. This guy's made for
Press a
made for
button.
podcast.
They did make me do it on my YouTube channel the other day when I was in a personal sponsor thing.
Oh yeah,
And I thought, to like and subscribe in YouTube was like
a pay thing.
pay thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not gonna ask people to pay. Sorry, but and then they told me, no, they don't pay you. They just like and subscribe. I mean, like,
What are you doing?
really?
Everyone.
What are you doing? Like and subscribe. I'm putting here the effort to give you these dumb links, and this podcast. The least thing you can do is like and subscribe.
I agree. So actually, like and subscribe on this video. Go to Carlos's YouTube channel.
And like and
subscribe on his one. I don't have one.
Yeah.
Yet. I don't think I will.
We're gonna make an Albano channel.
It will be messy. There will not be much useful content in there. Okay, so talking points. Let's get on track. Let's move this on.
How are you doing, Alex? First of all,
Yeah. Let's say
energy-wise, let's be honest here. Triple header.
I have to say that we have. It's race. What race are we now? 5?
This is race 5.
It feels like race 12.
Really?
To me, it feels like race 12. It just feels like we've done more than we've done. I think partly it's because we've traveled a lot. I feel like we've traveled a lot already.
We did this Australia, China back to back.
Yeah.
Then came back. Then all the way to Japan.
Yeah.
And then did you go back after Japan?
I did not.
Yeah. Then we came straight here.
Exactly.
I think a triple header is always tough, but the fact that the triple header is Middle East, I think the 2 races for us in the Middle East are quite a bit more relaxed.
Yeah. I must say I do quite like the change of pace.
Mm.
Like it's nice to have the busy races, the famous races, but at the same time for us and I think for the teams as well, to have a bit of a change of pace. Night races are good. We get to wake up a bit later, have a slower start. Feels a bit more relaxed.
We stay in nice hotels with swimming pools, so you get to spend the morning sometimes by the pool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That helps too, especially in a triple header. The last 2 weekends to
Yes.
slow down the pace a bit.
Yes. And that moves us on to a question on here. Do you have any jet lag tips for everyone?
So more or less the 2 or 3 things that I follow is, a lot of people will try to do the anticipation thing. So
Yes.
change your time zone 2 days. I don't do that.
No.
I cannot do that.
No.
It's impossible.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Okay, so I could be here
I see
showing off.
some drivers. I'm not going to call anyone out, but some drivers are so keen on it. Like you'll go to the plane and they've got the
The sunglasses.
They got the glasses on the plane. They got the
Yeah.
thing, and I'm like,
So I tell you this. One thing that I do.
can we do a segment? Carlos's top tips.
Yeah. One thing that I do is when I jump in the plane,
Yeah.
I do suddenly change completely my clock to the place I'm going to.
Good.
So the moment I'm in the airport and I jump into a plane to travel to a place,
Yes.
I only start thinking what time is in the
Okay.
my destination.
Yeah.
Okay. So I follow the sleeping times, the eating times,
Mm-hmm.
and the light exposure times
Yes.
to the place that I'm going to.
Yeah.
And this works.
What if it's sunlight in the place that you're going to, but it's nighttime during the flight? Do you
Then
get
I try and stay awake and switch on the light and
get on
watch
the lamp,
films.
put the lamp
But
aiming at your eyes?
the way I try and do it is that I always try and sleep on planes. So the time I arrive at destination is morning or midday. So I've slept on the plane
Yeah.
because it's around traveling. I mean, there's films and all that, but it's really boring. Okay,
Yes.
like I find it really, really boring.
Yeah.
So even that doesn't matter if you have Netflix, nice TV, whatever. I prefer to sleep and let the traveling go past quickly. So I target to land in places in the mornings or middays,
Mm-hmm.
which then I find easier to, if I've slept 6-8 hours on the plane. By the time I arrive, I give myself something to do. I go play golf. I go play do sport, and it's easy to stay awake during the day,
Okay.
and then go back to sleep.
That's a good. It's a good method that you have. I would say I'm fairly similar to you. The only thing that I tend to do is I sleep really badly on planes. I think that this is very first world problem. I will admit this, of course, but I'm too tall for planes generally, and I if my feet can touch the end of the
Yeah, you feel uncomfortable.
I cannot sleep. Like that's it. I'm gone. So I prefer to sleep Sunday night after a race. I rather not always go straight to the next race. I'd rather have a good night's sleep at a hotel and then fly.
Not me.
No.
I need to get out of.
Yeah.
But it depends on the destination. Like
Yes.
it completely depends.
What's amazing to me is also, at least with my inner circle, how much time we spend on making sure the travel and the sleep and the rest and the way that we travel from race to race is changed and perfected over the years. Like every year, it's like, oh, we can do this better. We can like rest a bit.
This is the magic of logistics. Every year you do in F1, you improve.
Yeah.
You make your travels more efficient because you waste and spend so much time in traveling and logistics
That's true.
that after 10 years you know exactly which airports you need to take off from Japan, which plane from this company takes off at that time every year that you need to book early. If not, everyone books that flight.
Yeah.
And you get yeah, I agree. That's
Apart from the ones that have their own pay. That's just
that's A-star world problems.
yeah. That's not even first world. That's zero world. Oh, this is a talking point too, which is kind of going to the same one. You went back quite often between the races so far this year. You've gone back to
No, only that one race between China. I mean, Australia, China.
you say that.
Then I came back to Europe.
Yes.
And then I went back to Japan.
Yeah.
The big discussion was whether to stay.
Japan to Bahrain.
I went straight to Bahrain.
Oh, you went to Bahrain.
Yeah. No, because if you think about it, if you stay out in China, between China and Japan, which you did because of obviously personal commitments or reasons, which I fully respect. But for me, it's like if I feel I need to visit home, this is something I've learned over the years also. 3 weeks away, always try and touch base again.
That's a good point.
If not, I feel like I've been on the road for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm on the road. I'm only living on a suitcase and traveling the world, and I need to touch base to kind of reset.
Yeah.
This is something I've done recently. You remember this triple header with Vegas? The first year I went and stayed away for 5 weeks in between the triple header, Austin, Mexico, Brazil. Then there was a week off and then Vegas.
Yeah.
and I stayed away for Vegas because it made no sense going back. And I was like, I really enjoyed a week of holidays somewhere, but I was like, actually, I wish I would have gone back home to touch base.
Will you do that this year?
Even if it's more efficient to stay out,
Yeah.
take the pain, have 3 or 4 days at home and travel out. I've discovered it works for me.
It's interesting because for me, I like last time I was home was before Winter Testament. I haven't been home since then. So I've had
So you're living on a suitcase.
mid-February. I've got two. Normally I only travel with one suitcase, but this year so far I've been traveling with two because I haven't been home since mid-February, and I don't have a connection to a home. To me, I think it's because you know where I live, but it's very much similar to
A hotel.
a hotel.
Yeah.
So I don't have a feeling like I'm
It's.
at a place that I can.
I think that's
relax.
completely fine. I used to be a bit like that up until 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I think at some point in life, you need to find a home.
Yeah.
And you need to call something a home. But I think you will see at one point, you'll see
I want to.
settle somewhere with your girlfriend and say, call that a home,
Yes.
and have a point where you guys both travel back
Yeah.
and meet there when
I think
it-
that's a good point because I'm long distance.
you do everything you
Lily's home
can.
is in LA and my home is in Monaco, but then we're always meeting up in hotels. Like it doesn't matter. We don't have one place. And it's something we talk about a lot, but we just
Your logistics with your girlfriend must be crazy.
yeah.
Completely crazy.
It's hard. It's hard to get the right training in. But yet, a lot of what with like my travel is finding places where I can like, if I go to a golf course, find a place with a good gym nearby that I can kind of like do my thing and yeah. Like for example, I'll come back after this race. I got 1 day of sim and then I fly immediately to America
Okay.
and then
Yeah, so you don't go home.
I don't go home. Oh, this is a nice question. Do you bring any home comforts with you? Anything that you take on the road makes you feel at home?
No,
No.
nothing.
I'll tell you what I do. I like diffusers. I like smells. Like my memory is very smell focused. So when I'm at a place, like when I go back to Thailand, the smell of Thailand makes me feel at home.
Really?
Yeah, like it makes me feel.
That makes me feel like one day your home will be Thailand.
I will definitely eventually have a place in Thailand, but I don't know why the smells in Thailand make me feel at home. So I have a diffuser, and I have like lemongrass. I don't know if you smelt lemongrass, but it's a really distinctive smell, and that makes me feel at home. So when
Lemongrass.
when I'm in my room, I just have this lemongrass diffuser going.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I don't.
no, it's nice. Maybe that's partly what makes me feel at home when I'm on the road.
I always try and make sure I always use the same toothpaste.
Why is that?
This is my toothpaste, my aftershave,
Yeah,
my face cream,
yeah.
things that, yeah, it's smell related also, I guess, because you can taste
It's true.
and smell it.
Yeah. We've got fan questions now, Carlos.
Okay, go for it.
I know this question. I've been asked this question many times, but I don't think I've heard you answer this question. What do you love most about F1 apart from driving the car? Look at the focus.
It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
What do I love most about F1? Okay, I'll tell you. Yeah,
It feels like
I
you're
know.
having like a
I know.
like
I know.
what's the word? Like a
So I could say the typical thing, the fact that I get to travel the world and see places, and that for sure, if in another life I wouldn't have the chance
Sure.
for.
yes. Not that we get to see much of it, but yes.
I just, and you might have seen this. I really enjoy all the engineering stuff,
Yeah.
like looking at setups,
Yes.
having that engineering conversation with your engineer, trying to improve the car. Like we had this meeting the other day with the team.
Yeah.
Like I really find that really interesting. Like I enjoy that. Like I don't know how to say it. Like it's
No,
giving me, at school I didn't have anything that I liked.
Yes.
I only like racing. That's it.
Mhm.
That side of things, I would have never said I would ever be an engineer or ever be like into maths or into graphs, Excels. I don't never.
No. Yeah.
But this side, Formula One has made me discover
Yeah.
that side of things. That
When you see a Mech-Bow graph, you go, oh.
I love a MacBook graph, and I like
Yeah.
trying to translate that into how it feels in the car.
You love a
Because
race.
it's just a line, you know. We just look at lines,
Yeah, we do. Yes.
but then we try and translate those lines into the feel in the car,
yeah.
and I enjoy that.
No, that's a good point. I would say I'm on a similar place. I'm gonna answer the basic ones. I love traveling. I love different cultures, and I love
You don't even have a home.
different
Of
food.
course, you like oh,
The one thing I would add to that, I love being in environments where everyone around us is the best at what they do.
yeah.
Like Formula One is clearly the pinnacle of sports, and everyone who's working in our industry have always wanted to be in F1. They've always
And they've always been the best at what they do.
exactly, and
Yeah.
so that's fun. That environment is so engaging, and
It's excellence.
yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna skip a few because we have been waffling. These are good questions today. What's the biggest misconception about Formula One that you'd love to debunk? That you'd like to say that we?
I love this question
Yeah, it's
because I feel like
it's quite misunderstood.
yeah.
what-
No, but I need time to think about
Yeah,
it
me
because it's a very good question.
Yeah.
Debunk. Help me here. Give me ideas.
I know. There's so much stuff. There's so many times when I've gone. People just don't. People don't understand what.
I think about in general
Yeah.
the celebrity thing. Like I don't think celebrities exist. It's not a thing. Like people think a celebrity now an F1 driver going to a restaurant and being taken a picture by a paparazzi. Like we are like weird people, you know. Like people think we are. Like we live another life or another planet,
Yes.
and you have your girlfriend and there's a picture of you and you're
Yeah.
and people are like, oh wow, like I hate that. Like we're just the most random normal people in the world
Yeah.
going to a place that we just happen to someone took a pic or when we turn up to the paddock, you know, and they take up this picture of you entering the paddock like if we were legends and we're just entering the paddock. We're having probably 2 minutes before in the car I was telling my engineer something or my coach, we're making fun out of something really stupid. And then you turn up to the paddock, you walk in with obviously sunglasses because it's sunny, and it looks like you're a celebrity and people are like, oh wow, look at what he's chosen to wear today, or and I couldn't care less about all that. That's a bit of a thing that I see a lot of fans in social media like creating these kind of gossip pages and trying to make us a bit of celebrities,
Yeah.
and we're not.
Yeah.
That I don't know about Hollywood people or at least, but we're not. We're
Yeah.
not celebrities in that sense.
Yeah, no, I can see that. And I think like there's on maybe I think people know this, but there are some people who like the attention and some drivers who like the attention or they're okay with the attention, and other drivers who just they've loved Formula One, they've wanted to be a Formula One driver, but I think I'm in that category where it's almost like wow,
It's invasive, no?
like it's different. Exactly. It's like yeah, it's almost like I went into Formula One for the love of the driving and the love of the sport, and then all the other stuff on top has been such a something for me to get used to because I'm introverted, and sometimes when we're doing things and we're on stages and we're on fan forums and we're speaking to thousands of people, it's like I've got better at it, but it's more that I'm better at coping with it than I'm actually.
You don't like it still.
Yeah, it's like it's tough. Like I'm much better at one-on-ones with people than I am in these massive things. So I think that's one thing which I think, and I think it's a tricky one. Everyone knows driving and everything to a point, but it's one of the sports that you don't know how difficult it is or how little the details are when we're talking about one driver performing and one driver not, and there's a 1/10 gap or a 2/10 gap. And to me, the appreciation for how small the differences are to the skill that we're doing. For example, golf. Everyone can appreciate golf. If you play golf, you know how good the shot was. You know how good
And how difficult it was. Yeah.
how difficult it is to do that. Football to a point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Tennis to a point, paddle to a point. Whereas racing, there's quite a big disconnect between people not really knowing what it's about.
Yeah.
So I just think people can be quite critical about things because they don't really know. If everyone could drive a Formula 1 car, maybe there would be a bit more of a...
Mm-hmm.
In golf, you have people with different styles, different clubs to suit different styles, different shafts, different balls, different everything.
And you can work on it.
You can work on it. You have, I think motorcycle racing is a bit more understood.
Yeah.
You every driver talks about a style that they're trying to get out of the bike. In racing, because of the way that the cars are so optimized,
You don't have much.
you don't have much. Honestly, it's more that the drivers have to adapt to the cars than the cars. You can play around with style.
But that doesn't make, if a driver is not able to adapt, that doesn't make the driver slow and bad. It's just for unfortunate situation in life. You find yourself in a place where for some reason you haven't had the opportunity to change your style and adapt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But if you're still given an F2 car back or a different car, you change teams for some reason and the other car clicks,
Yeah.
you're back in the pace. And it can destroy your career in a way.
And it's destroyed many careers.
Yeah, and I find it's
a tricky one, right?
And that's where the fans get very aggressive with a guy that has struggled, and yeah, I agree.
Okay, we'll do two more. I like this one. Maybe this is a more technical one. Has your approach to wheel-to-wheel racing evolved compared to earlier in your career?
Approach to open wheel?
Yeah, so has your approach to wheel-to-wheel racing
Wheel-to-wheel
evolved during your career? Obviously, there's differences. So, for example, in karting, there was a lot more contact because you could. And the type of racing was different because you could follow much easier. And there was a lot more strategy. There was more strategy.
You know, one thing I think in general we've all evolved. I think the sport has moved on a lot from first lap crashes.
Yeah.
No, really. If you analyze, when you used to watch F1,
Yes.
lap 1, it was carnage. Always there was 2 or 3 crashes. Yeah. Always. I feel like F1 drivers now, I don't know if it's because we do more races or we take a bit more care. Like you see lap 1s, we all more or less make it through.
Yeah, there's
a bit of contact here, a bit of contact there, but you don't see crashes of people locking up and taking out 2 people.
No, that's true.
And I feel like racing in lap 1 is cleaner than what it used to be.
Yeah.
Or there's maybe a bit more awareness, or there's a bit more caution. I don't know. Strategies are still one stop, and lap 1 can change your race. So true. You still need to nail the start. But for some reason, everyone really wants to do the race.
Yeah,
you know?
That's true.
And I feel like
but also I find the cars so wide now. There's only 2 lines. It's like Noah's Ark.
We do like this for 2 or 3 corners, and then
exactly. Like before, there was like 3 abreast.
Yeah, true.
More than that, but I agree with you.
On a personal level, I think you improve awareness the more you race.
Yes.
Awareness, 360 awareness.
Yeah.
Maybe until you get old.
Do you feel like you go for less moves than you did back? Do you think that awareness has kind of sometimes made you more passive?
I think my racing style, it changes completely depending on the car. Like if I trust the car on the braking, I go for moves that I would have never gone before.
Yeah, sure.
You know, like I remember in McLaren, I could brake so late on that car. I did some crazy moves. Like
I remember with Brazil.
Yeah, perfect example. But you need to really trust that the car is going to stop.
Yeah.
If not, you can generate a massive crash and look stupid, right?
Yeah.
Well, that car gave me good confidence on the braking, and I try and chase that feeling with all the cars that I go, because that car allowed me to do a step in my racing ability.
Yeah.
Like I went from being a good driver, but with that car I felt on wheel to wheel, really confident.
Yeah, sure.
I guess you with the Red Bull, I always felt the Red Bull allowed you to.
Yeah, we could brake so late, so we could be on highlight reels all the time because because you could brake 20 meters later than everyone else.
But that's the point. Then you change cars and they
Yeah.
don't allow you to do the same thing, but you try and chase.
Yeah, yeah.
What did that car give me that allowed me to do that?
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah.
we go back to the first point of 2 questions ago.
Yeah.
Sometimes you find yourself in a car that doesn't give you that confidence, so you're never going to see the moves that you could do in a McLaren or a Red Bull, or suddenly I arrived to Williams. The other day in Bahrain, I sent a couple of nice ones, but I need to still get to feel how late I can brake. And
Sometimes as well, when you have that feeling, you want to do it on the first lap. You have the chance, but you have to almost build yourself. Okay, I'll wait one more lap. Let's see if I can do it on the next one. That's
Correct.
Okay, last one. This one is just more of just an easy one. What achievements outside of Formula One are you most proud of?
I'm proud of finishing school while racing.
That's a nice one.
So when I was 18, you finish your high school, and I could have gone into uni. I
Yep.
got the degree to go to uni, but at that stage I was in GP3 and moving to World Series, and it was the most important year of my life. I had to win World Series to go to F1.
Or helmet was gonna.
Hermund was. So I glad I finished school, because I remember going to all these karting races, even F3, GP3, racing against
Yeah, it's not easy.
people that left school very early compared to me.
Yeah.
And I still went to a normal school, and they managed to change the exams to adapt to the days. But that's something I have there for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I think it helped me build the character that I think education is something that when I have kids, I will not underestimate.
No.
Whatever they do. I'm glad my parents pushed me.
I think people in that area, especially for Formula One, there's such a technological necessity to know what's going on. If you don't have much education around what we do, I think you can get away with it in F3 and F2. But once you get to F1, it bites you if you're not up.
Which doesn't mean you will not go and even if you don't go to school, the school of life, there's nothing like school of life.
No,
Yeah,
sure.
Don't get me wrong, but still, I think it fast track a lot of my learnings.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You?
This is the same question, but not the same, because I was out of Formula One at the time. But for me, it was getting back, like that process, that year when I got back.
Going through a psychological.
Yes, and like getting the opportunity and.
Did you think you were not gonna get back?
Yeah, for sure. I was strong on my belief, and then like for the first 7 months I gave it everything, like doing everything, and it was just getting to that point where I was like, this is time for plan. Like I need plan B ready for if this doesn't work out. And then so I just started to move across to plan B, but still the focus was always plan A. For me, it was the whole thing of like, how can you get back into F1 without even driving a car to prove yourself? That was like I had a really like.
You also need to be in a way lucky. Yeah.
For sure. Like
lucky that someone in F1 is not performing, so there's a space for you, and they then think about you because obviously you've done a good job in simulator and putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
To be number one pick to be back, but there's still a level of things that don't depend on us.
Back then as well, the rookies were not that. It's not like now. There was I think last year
there was not a fashion of the rookie.
Yes, and the fashion trend of rookies comes and goes. Like it's amazing how it works. Like it's like at some point in the beginning of last year and end of 2022 or 2023.
Yeah, I remember people were rescuing Nico.
Yeah.
You remember Nico was out.
Yeah.
People were rescuing Nico, Kevin was rescued.
Me?
You were rescued. So no one trusted rookies, and everyone trusts rookies.
And now this year there's like 5. Was it 5 rookies?
Yeah.
Because I think Franco did a good job and Ollie did a good job when he was filling in. For you, then it becomes a trend again. It's funny how that happens.
Anyway, we need to go.
engineering meetings now. See you later, people.
See you later, alligator.
See you in a while, crocodile.